Welcome to Tekedia Mini-MBA. I'm Ndubuisi Ekekwe. Our conversation today will focus on marketing, sales, and growth. Essentially, we'll be looking at the constructs necessary for us to tell customers about our products and services, and then get those customers to actually buy these products and services. Because it is only when we can sell that is the only time we can grow. Because business is really nothing. Having that possibility, having the capability of bringing products and services into the marketplace and getting customers to buy them. Because if the customers are not buying from you, there is no way you are fixing the friction which exists in their life. So to have that conversation, I take you back to that old classic. We studied in secondary school in economics that we have 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Of course, recently, in a knowledge-based economy, knowledge has been found exceedingly critical in the utilization of those factors of production. Because if you do not have that knowledge, it becomes exceedingly difficult for you to have the ability to manage those elements. So, knowledge is key. And that knowledge is what you need to have the ability in order to close the friction which exists right now between you who has a product and the potential customer you have not discovered, but you want that customer to know that you have this product and want that customer to buy. It's an information asymmetry problem. You have it, you are looking for the customer is also looking for that product but cannot find it. So there needs to be something that must happen for both of you to come into an equilibrium point. For you to fix that friction, you need to have something. You need to have a force. And that force will have the capacity to overcome the frictional force which has made it impossible for you to make that sale. There is an inertia. The customer is not necessarily interested in buying. The customer has preferences in the market because there are many substitute products and there are many competitors. You have to overcome that level of resistance. So marketing is one of those critical components in the business systems. In the ordinance of markets, you have to have a capacity to essentially get into the marketplace and tell customers what you have. There are many components: branding, product differentiation, having the capacity to stand uniquely from your competitors. And if you can do those things well, you can get many consumers to buy from you. And if you can serve those consumers very well, they keep coming back, you can turn them into consumers. Because you have moved them from becoming customers, you move them now into customers. And of course, if you are now exceedingly great in fixing those needs and fixing those frictions they have, you will build a tribe. And that tribe is taking them, those customers, into the level of fandom. The level of fandom means that they become believers in your products and services, and now basically ignoring all your competitors because you have fixed their problems, not just at their needs, not at their expectations, but you have fixed them at the level of perception. And for you to do that, you need to know your market. It's only when you know your market, it's only when you understand your market, that is when it becomes possible for you to can communicate to these customers at the point, at the level, at that intersection where they can listen and pay attention. It comes back to taking your business and creating a new basis of competition in the marketplace. A new basis of competition in the marketplace does not just come by building new technologies, but it can also come by positioning your company in the marketplace so that when customers can see, when customers can feel, when customers can come in contact with those products and services, they begin to see a separation. The separation comes through a clear differentiation, what your company offers towards the competitors have in the market. And it also comes when these customers can see a clear value that is distinguishable from the competitors or from the substitutes in the marketplace. So you need to have a means to create a differentiation that is very high and also create value for these customers. And by doing those two things at the same time, you can build a new basis upon which the ordinance of the rules of the game in that particular market category can drastically shift, that your competitors cannot have the capacity to match you one by one or many to one. And we have seen that in Intel Inside. It's one of the greatest marketing programs, initiatives in the world, where a simple sticker on a piece of a laptop or a desktop creates a different level of perception in the minds of those customers. When they now go to buy a laptop, they say, does this laptop have an Intel inside? Before then, they cared about the HP logo, they cared about the Dell logo, they cared about Lenovo logo. They never cared about the microprocessor that powered the laptops and the desktop. Intel, through a very great marketing system, said you have to pay attention to the real machine in this machine, and that is a microprocessor. And if it doesn't have that Intel sticker, it does mean that it is not the real deal. And what happened? Just because of that, the world of Windows laptops, the world of desktop built on Windows operating system, they became a tribe of Intel microprocessor. And that's what marketing can do. And if you remember, specifically in Nigeria, during the pharmaceutical industry, paracetamol, there was a kind of competition. And I remember those days, a little boy in primary school, when Zebrodile Korigomoga in the masquerade, there was an advertisement from one of the women, the wife to Zebrodile, I've forgotten her name. She said, it is not Panadol, it be like Panadol. She was trying to create a separation, that even though you could have different brands of paracetamol to help people manage pains, but if it's not Panadol, it cannot be like Panadol. In other words, there is no substitute. There is no substitute for Panadol. It has to be Panadol before any other thing. And that's what it is. Finding that way to create that differentiation. And at the same time, when the customers have tested this product, have used this product, they can see the value derivable from that. The process of sale is a subset of marketing because you've created that awareness to the customers. The next phase now is how do you get them to actually close the deal? Because you have to find a means to overcome that frictional force that has existed between you and that customer by exerting another higher force that can overcome that friction so that the customers will open their purses and begin to pay. They need to pull the trigger. They need to see something that reduces that inertia or removes the inertia entirely so that they can begin to open their wallets and now take over your products. For them to do that, it could be in the supermarket, it could be online, it could be anywhere, it could be in any ecosystem, it could be in any place. The most important thing here, you need to find a way to close deals. Ladies and gentlemen, in this post-COVID-19 world, there is nothing greater in any company as we are reopening the markets than having the capacity to execute growth. Growth is the business of now because many companies have been decimated. Many companies have been redesigned. Industrial systems have been changed. Ordinances of market have been totally disrupted because of this virus. And as companies are trying to restart, they need to go back to that old marketing 101 in order to find that opportunity to begin to grow and ramp up again. This week, week 14 of Tekedia Mini-MBA, I'm so excited to welcome Mobi Onwaha of Queen's University, Canada. He is going to take us into an excursion of sales management, marketing, and growth. He has a very wonderful postulation, helping us to understand how we can sell things, helping us to understand what marketing is really about, giving us those critical frameworks that we need to find growth in our business. Because if we cannot find growth, we cannot get down to that mountaintop. It's only when you can grow, it's only when you can sell things that is the time profitability can come. Because if you cannot have revenue, you cannot be talking about profitability. I'm so excited because we have to have that ability to create that movement, moving those consumers to customers and building a tribe, fandom for our own brand. I want to wish you a very great section this week as you learn more about sales, marketing, and growth. Have a wonderful, profitable week ahead. Ndubuisi Ekekwe.